Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Get Real. I know it's been a while. I've been slacking, but that's only because I've been working a lot and I've been going through stuff. And when I go through stuff, sometimes I just shut down completely, which I need to learn how to stop doing that because that's not good. And I really need to start being more consistent with my content because a lot of people like my little podcast. Yeah, I say little. It's little right now, but one day it's going to be big. But today's topic is giving yourself a break. And I feel like it's necessary to give yourself a break. I feel like it's necessary to stop being so hard on yourself and, appreciate the place that you are in now and appreciate all the little things that you're achieving now. Like, my biggest problem is thinking about my future. Like, I think about my future every day because I know one day, I'm going to be big when it comes to my writing and when it comes to helping others out. Like, it's a big deal to me. Only because growing up, I feel like I didn't really have that unless, when it came to, me meeting my counselors and stuff like that. That's when I started to really open up and started my healing journey because things that I felt like I had let go, I really didn't. I just, avoided it for so long until I just couldn't anymore. But, I feel like, sometimes you just have to appreciate the short-term goals that you have for yourself. I know it's good to think about your future and think about all the things you can be and what you want to be. But it takes time to get there, and it takes patience, and it takes strength. I feel like it takes strength because through all those obstacles you come across, it might try to break you, but you can't let it. No matter how hard it gets, you just can't give up. You just got to know that in this moment right now that you're doing enough and you are enough. And you're doing everything that you can. So even if you're not where you want to be, just know that you're where you're supposed to be. Don't let anybody else's success and growth determine where you're supposed to be in life because how far they've come doesn't define where you are. And I always say this because I feel like many people base how can I say this? I feel like many people feel like they're not doing enough because they see so many other people achieving this and achieving all these big goals that they have for themselves. But you got to understand that where they are now is where they're supposed to be, and where you are now is where you're supposed to be. And when you get where you're supposed to be, then that's when it's going to happen. You can't just expect it to happen just because it's happening for everybody else. And I've always learned to be happy for everyone around me, truly happy for them. Not that fake happy, when my friends and just people I don't even know accomplish things around me, I've learned to be happy for them because when it comes to my successes and when I start achieving these big goals and I start, growing with my writing and my poetry, I want everyone to be truly happy for me. I want everyone to truly support me. And, even if they don't truly support me, I've always learned to support myself, clap for myself, give myself my flowers. Because at the end of the day, you only truly see your vision. Yes, you can explain it to someone, but they're not going to truly want your dreams and want to accomplish your goals just like you. And I wanted to touch on giving yourself a break because I've always had a problem with this ever since I was in high school. I'm not that old, but yes, I just graduated a year ago. Ever since I was in high school, mainly when I began writing, I was always so determined and driven by my passion, which I love that about myself because of the motivation that came with it. But the problem came in when I would always think about my future, which I still do now. Is normal. But I was way more focused on where I should be than where I was. So when I started focusing on where I should be and where I wanted to be, it became stressful because I always felt like I wasn't doing enough. Oh, I wasn't being consistent enough. But I was really doing everything that I could have, because as I'm writing and, dropping chapters for the book that I was writing at the time, I was still going through stuff, and it was hard to maintain going through things and trying to get through that, and also, trying to be a writer. So it wasn't an equal balance in that. But my second mom, will always tell me, focus on now, you're gonna get where you wanna be. And I just feel like I was listening to her, but I wasn't listening to her because my mind was just so focused. And my mind still be focused on my future, only because the way I see my future is nothing compared to the way I am now. The struggles that I'm going through now, the trauma that I'm dealing with now, in my future, I don't see that. In my future, I don't even want to remember the trauma. But I need to learn that the trauma and the struggles and the obstacles that all push me back is what's really building me up and what's really making me stronger and making me become the woman that I want to be. And it's making me want to go so hard that my future kids never have to really deal with the traumatic events that I've experienced and that I went through and is trying so hard to overcome. But recently, my counselor told me that I'm trying to take on too much at one time, but it's only truly because I see what I can be and who I am. So it's just all a deeper confidence type thing in my craft. And as I mentioned in my first episode, the moment I realized that I needed to appreciate what I have and where I am in life was when I reached that mental hospital. In that moment, I had a lot of reflection time to see, I really have it good at home. So the realization part came from there. But me actually putting in the work to start focusing on my position in life now is starting now. I've really reached a place where I just want to, focus on now. I really want to push myself to my full potential, because if I become one of those people that just, throw away their talent and not push their dreams to their full potential, I will really be disappointed in myself. Only because I know what I can do and I know how I can change the world with my writing. So I don't know. I don't feel like I would be happy if I was to just throw all this away and do something else in my life. That wouldn't sit right with me. But I wrote a poem that I'm going to read for y'all, and it's called Some Days. Some days I'm proud and others I'm stressed. I know it may seem weird, but my expectations for myself is really high. But not higher than my self-doubt, not higher than my depression, and not higher than my lack of self-confidence. Only because I know my gift, but most days I feel like I'm not doing enough work, not enough consistency, and all of that falls into me not being sure of which way to go. So when I find my way, I'll find me. And that is the end of this episode, guys, and I'll catch y'all later on the next episode. Thank y'all for tuning in.